I've built dozens of pages to over 100,000 followers on Instagram over the past 9 years on the platform. This is from theme pages in the motivational niche, travel niche, and fitness space, to clients building personal brands in the marketing, health, wellness, and finance industries. And if I was starting from zero with a client or a new page of my own or my own brand, here's how I'd take it to over 100,000 followers in under 12 months. Let's get into it. Firstly, I'd choose a niche that is either emerging and growing in popularity or an existing popular niche that I could add my own spin to. This way, I'd have a unique selling point for people to actually follow me. I wouldn't go out there and become the thousandth fitness coach teaching the exact same thing. I'd make sure I had a new approach to things that was bold, or I'd focus really on my country or demographic of people that I was in. So for example, I live in New Zealand. If I was trying to do well in the fitness industry, I would probably target people in New Zealand, because then I would stand out from the thousands of other fitness coaches online. Or I would have a new approach to things, although for something like fitness, I think a lot of the new approach is a little bit shady, but that one may vary industry to industry. Second, I would pick one format of content to go all in on. This could be educational carousels, face-to-camera reels, AI reels, infographics. Any one of them can work, but I would decide on one that fits my skill set really well and just master it so I could create the absolute best content possible. Now, this is less about the algorithm itself and more about getting really good at something. Because if I was trying to master how to make reels using AI, whilst also learning how to make educational carousels in Canva, and then also trying to learn about lighting, camera gear, persuasion, speaking well to shoot face-to-camera reels, then it'll be tough to get really good at any one of them, and they'd probably all be a little bit average, and then none of them would probably take off that well. However, if I just picked one style, I could become better at it quicker, which would lead to growth sooner, which would probably make me more excited about it, and create more content, which would have a snowball effect. Having multiple formats of content is totally fine, but you first are better off to master one, get it working, and then add another one in, rather than sort of very slowly learning all of them at once. Now, the third step is, once I had a niche and content format dialed in, it would simply come down to repetitions. I'd make sure I was posting a minimum of 4 times a week, and I'd commit to that for the entire year. Ideally, I'd do daily, but some content, some niches, etc., takes more time than others. Now, what you need to understand is social media is not linear. It could take you 6 months to gain 1,000 followers, and then 6 months later, you'll hit 100,000. You need to create the right plan and then just trust the process. The fourth thing I would do is focus on community when I had spare time. Aside from creating content, the only other component that you need to worry about is community. If your content is awesome, you're posting 4 to 7 times a week, and you spend time replying to your comments, leaving comments on other pages, replying to DMs, chatting to other creators, you will grow, no doubt about it. Focus less on trying to trick the algorithm or the latest hack or gimmick, and focus on amazing content, build the community. I would also suggest you sign up to my free course, which walks you through everything you need to grow and monetize your audience. I'll link that down in the description. And number 5 is I would spend 5 minutes on a tool like Flick to find a handful of good hashtags, and then I'd not worry about them at all. Hashtags do work, but they are not worth obsessing over. So I'd create a free trial on Flick, which I'll leave a link for down below. I'd put in my keywords for my niche. I'd find a few optimized hashtags that I can use in my content, and then I would just include them in the caption of each post and stop obsessing over them. I've spoken about this a lot over the past couple of years. As time goes on, hashtags become less and less important because Instagram are looking at the words you use in your captions and your bios. They can hear what is in the content and transcribe it and then use that for SEO. And so hashtags are becoming less and less needed. They're still useful. They're just not something that you want to spend all day worrying about. I spoke to a lady the other day and she was so obsessed over hashtags because she thought hashtags were the only way she could grow, but it's simply not how it works anymore. You're better off spending that time on content, on your community, and just learning new stuff. The 6th thing I would do is collab with other accounts in my industry. Typically, you want to find pages with the same audience as you, with a similar amount of followers or engagement. Follow them, reply to a story, build a genuine connection. And then if they seem like someone that you'd want to talk about on your page and that you'd want to endorse to your audience, ask them if they want to collab and then create content together. This helps both of you get additional reach. You see, all of the biggest creators still do this because it works. Whether it's the biggest YouTubers, the biggest people on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. My friend Harry, who is one of the top social media creators with about 400,000 followers, recently did a collab with another guy called Brock who's got nearly 700,000. So two of the biggest creators in the niche and are still collaborating with each other because they know how good it is for growth. Number 7 is I would start an email newsletter to slowly build up my own audience. Now I'd use a platform like Beehive, which is free for your first 2,500 subscribers. I'd find an equivalent platform that had a good deal on not paying until you had at least a couple thousand subscribers. And then I'll put a link to this newsletter in my bio and create something of value to give away to them for free in return for their email address. This would help me turn the attention that I generated through my content on social media into email subscribers. Now, this is because you don't own your social media audience. You don't own your account. You don't own the reach. You don't technically own any of it. Email lists, however, you do. So if you can take your reach on social media, this is not only Instagram, but also YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all of those platforms, and bring those people to a newsletter where you can give them additional value, is really great for your longevity, but also protecting your audience and your income. On top of that, each week you can then send out links to this newsletter with your best content. So you can give them some exclusive stuff. And then down the bottom, you can link people back to maybe your best Instagram post of the week, which will drive more people back to your profile, which will increase your reach and growth again. Now, not only this, but when you do eventually decide to promote your business or sell something, you'll have direct access to your audience. So you don't have to worry about Instagram restricting your reach. The 8th part of this plan is I would set up an account with ManyChat. Now, this isn't sponsored by them, but they did give me a code a long time ago. So if you use Josh, you can get a free month-long trial of their pro plan. You're also welcome to create an account without the code, but they'll make you pay for it. So that's up to you. And using ManyChat would mean that you never have to post a link on your story or say link in bio in your captions, which hurts your reach and is just bad for conversions. Instead, it'll allow you to be telling people to comment or DM you a specific word, and then ManyChat will automatically send out the information in the DMs, which would massively increase my engagement and conversion rates. Now, this would help also get more people onto my email list, which would help me grow my business and just all around reach more people. After doing all of this, that would help me really grow the audience, which would bring me on to the 9th step, which would be I would look at my audience and look at what they wanted help with, or look what they were constantly asking questions around. And I would either find something that fixed this problem, or I would create something that fixed this problem. Now, this could be consulting and advice. It could be an online course. It could be an ebook. It could be a service, a physical product, a piece of software, any of those things. It would vary massively niche to niche, but this would allow me to better serve my audience and start creating an income. For example, running with the fitness theme, if my page was all about fitness, I'd have a free document on 10 simple habit switches that you can use to have more energy and improve your fitness. This here you'd give away, it would grow the email list, and then the paid product on the back end. If I was a personal trainer, then I could offer that, or I could find an app that might do it for people, or a personal trainer that I could refer people to and earn income that way. This would allow me to start generating some income from the page while serving my audience, and then I could reinvest that into better content, ads, and growing the page faster, which brings us on to the final point, step 10, which is where I'd begin reinvesting some of the profits to promote this offer in the form of either paid ads through the platform or getting theme pages to repost the content. Once I'd already got a well-oiled organic content machine in place to build trust, grow my email list, and generate paid customers, I'd simply start testing out boosting content and paying theme pages to repost it, and then slowly doubling down on what was working best, on the ads that were working best, on the content that was working best, on the theme pages that was working best. And this would help accelerate the growth and get to the point where the organic growth is compounding faster and faster and faster. And by sticking to these 10 habits, there's no doubt that I could take a brand new page from 0 to 100,000 followers in 12 months. However, like I said, what may happen is that 3 months into the year, I may only have 1,000 followers because growth is never linear. And then after that point, one reel takes off and brings in 5,000 new followers. And all of a sudden now I've got enough engagement on my content that all of it's performing well because there's a few hundred people liking my stuff. Instagram shows it to new people. And then by the end of the year, the account could be at 100, 150, 200,000 followers. I've seen people take a brand new page to 500,000 in the first year, but it's not going to take off straight away. You have to spend a few months building that foundation, and then you can expect to see results. However, if you gave up in month 1 or month 2 because nothing went viral, you're never going to see those big results. So don't be like those people. I've linked below a bunch of free resources, tools, etc. that will help you, free trials of different softwares. Go and check that out, and I will see you next time.